Okay guys, I found something else that I want to share with you. This was posted this morning at midnight Eastern Time. It is titled AP Impact. For those of you who don't know what AP is, that is Associated Press. Framed for child porn by a PC virus. That caught my eye. I don't know how a virus can make you be framed for having child porn, but I was going to type all this out and make a PowerPoint and put it in there like that, but reading is it's much faster. Anyhow, I'm going to read this to you and you can tell me what you think. Of all the sinister things that internet viruses do, this might be the worst. They can make you an unsuspecting collector of child pornography. Heinous pictures and videos can be deposited on computers by viruses, the malicious programs better known for swiping your credit card numbers. In this twist, it's your reputation that is stolen, not your identity. Pedophiles can exploit virus-infected PCs to remotely store and view their stash without fear that they will get caught. Pranksters or someone trying to frame you can tap viruses to make it appear that you surf illegal websites. Whatever the motivation, you get child porn on your computer and might not even realize it until the police are knocking on your door. An AP investigation found cases in which innocent people have been branded as pedophiles after their co-workers or loved ones stumbled upon the child porn placed on a PC through a virus. It can cause victims hundreds of thousands of dollars to prove their innocence. Their situations are complicated by the fact that actual pedophiles often blame viruses, a defense rightfully viewed with skepticism by law enforcement. It's an example of the old trick, dog ate my homework, says Phil Malone, director of Cyber Law Clinic at Harvard's Berkman Center for Internet and Society. The problem is sometimes the dog does eat your homework. The AP's investigation included interviewing people who had been found with child porn on their computers. The AP reviewed court records and spoke to prosecutors, police, and computer examiners. One case involved a guy, I will leave his name out, a former investigator with the Massachusetts agency that oversees workers' comp. In 2007, his bosses became suspicious after the internet bill for his state-issued laptop showed that he used 4.5 times more data than his colleagues. A technician found child porn in the PC folder that stores images viewed online. The man was fired and charged with possession of child pornography, which carries up to 5 years in prison. He endured death threats, had his car tires slashed, and was shunned by all of his friends. He and his wife fought the case, spending $250,000 in legal fees, liquidated their savings, took a second mortgage, and sold their car. An inspection for his defense revealed the laptop was severely infected with viruses. It was programmed to visit as many as 40 child porn sites per minute, an inhuman feat. While he and his wife were up to dinner one night, someone logged on to the computer and porn flowed in for an hour and a half. Prosecutors performed another test and confirmed the defense findings. The charges were dropped 11 months after it was filed. He and his wife say they have incurred health problems from the stress of the case. They say they've talked to dozens of lawyers but cannot get one to sue the state because of a cap on the amount that they can recover. It ruined my wife's life, my life, and my family's life. The Massachusetts Attorney General's office, which charged the man, declined interview requests. I wonder why that is. At any moment, about 20 million of the estimated 1 billion internet-connected PCs worldwide are infected with viruses that could give hackers full control. Now that is according to the software maker F-Secure Corp. Computers often get infected when people open an email attachments from unknown sources or visit a malicious web page. Pedophiles can tap viruses in several ways. The simplest is to force someone else's computer to surf child porn sites, collecting images along the way and storing them. Or a computer can be made into a warehouse for pictures and videos that can be viewed remotely when the PC is online. Pedophiles do not need to be involved. Child porn can land on a computer in a sick prank or an attempt to frame the PC's owner. In the first publicly known cases of individuals being victimized, 2 men in the UK were cleared in 2003 after viruses were shown to have been responsible for the child porn on their PCs. In one case, an infected email or pop-up ad poisoned a defense contractor's PC and downloaded the offensive pictures. In another, a virus changed the home page on a man's web browser to display child porn, which was a discovery made by his 7-year-old daughter. The man spent more than a week in jail, 3 months in a halfway house, and lost custody of her. Chris Watts, a computer examiner in Britain, says he helped clear the hotel manager, whose co-workers found child porn on the PC they shared with him. Watts found that while surfing the internet for ways to play computer games without paying for them, he had visited a site for pirated software. If you were inactive for a certain period of time, it redirected visitors to child porn sites. In all these cases, essential evidence wasn't in dispute. Pornography was on the computer, but proving how it got there was difficult. A computer inspector recalls a case in Arizona in which a computer was so extensively infected that it would be virtually impossible to prove that an indictment alleged that a 16-year-old who used the PC had uploaded child porn to a Yahoo group. Prosecutors dropped the charge and let the boy plead guilty to a separate crime that kept him out of jail, though they say they did it only because of his age and lack of a criminal record. Many prosecutors say blaming a computer virus for child porn is a new version of an old ploy. We call it the Saudi defense. Some other dude did it. If you take the first letters of each of those words, it spells S-O-D-D-I, Saudi. However, forensic examiners say it would be hard for a pedophile to get away with this crime by using a bogus virus defense. I would personally feel more comfortable investing my retirement in the lottery before trying to defend myself with that, said forensic specialist Jeff Fishbach, whatever his name is. Anyhow, even careful child porn collectors tend to leave incriminating emails, DVDs, or other clues. Virus defenses are no match for such evidence, says Damon King, which is a trial attorney for the U.S. Justice Department's Child Exploitation and Obscenity section. But while the virus defense does not appear to be letting real pedophiles out of trouble, there have been cases in which forensic examiners insist that legitimate claims did not get completely aired. The computer examiner points to Ned Solon of Casper, Wyoming, who is serving 6 years for child porn found in a folder used by a file-sharing program on his computer. Solon admits he used the program to download video games and adult porn, but not child porn, so what could explain that material? Lors testified, which is the computer examiner, that Solon's antivirus software wasn't working properly and appeared to have shut off for long stretches, a sign of an infection. She found no evidence the 5 child porn videos on Solon's computer had ever been viewed or downloaded fully. The porn was in a folder the file sharing program labeled as incomplete because the downloads were canceled or generated an error. Now I'm going to stop this and go to part 2, so give me just a second.